Ladies and gents, Barcelona 1, Celta Vigo 0. You're wondering, Kelsey, why are you outside? Why are you outside making a match review? It's because, you know what, I needed some fresh air. Not just because of what I just saw. Not only did we play bad, we played bad. There's no ands, ifs, or buts about it. But, you know, a lot happened in this game. Lamine, injury number 1. Went off injured after scoring the PK, the only goal of the game. Joao Cancelo went off injured, and then Gavi subbed himself out. He had discomfort after he just returned back from injury. If we can't win the league without Lamine, we got bigger problems. You know, when he went off injured, I was like, you know what? I'm not even worried about Barca ball and La Liga because I feel like we have the league pretty much secured. We just have to win these next few games. And if we can't win without him, then we have bigger problems. We have to look at ourselves. We have to look inwards. You know why I'm outside? I'm outside because I'm wondering about one specific player and how he still manages to see the field. Look, that ball almost went in. Dani Olmo. I'm on the couch. I'm watching the game from the couch. They're on the field. We had the same goal contributions, 0. We have the same goals, 0. I'm trying to think to myself, how this man constantly gets the ball over and over and over again and does absolutely nothing with it. I'm just like, wow. Like it truly baffles me. Look, I'm no pro, but I can score from here to there and I'm wearing Crocs. That being said, ladies and gents, Celta Vigo 0, Barcelona 1, 3 points, top of the Liga, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to get too much into it because it's towards the end of the season. You know, I think after losing the Champions League, I was just like, there's really not much for me. Yes, we won. Yes, we can win La Liga again, blah, blah, blah. But after losing the Champions League, which is the trophy that I really wanted to win the most this year, which is what I wanted. I had been starving for almost a decade now. The last time we won the Champions League, I think I was, 16 years old? 17? I don't even remember. I know I was in high school. And now I'm obviously not in high school. But I think after losing Champions League, I think my mood for the season kind of just dipped a little bit. Not even a little bit. It dipped a lot because that obviously took a lot out of me, losing again in the Champions League, especially by a red card. I'm not going to get back into that because that's just trauma that I do not want to unpack again. But this game today, I'm not going to lie, I thought there was a point where Celta Vigo was going to draw. I thought there was a point where Celta Vigo was going to tie us because the way that we were playing. Also, I don't know why Ferran's goal got called offsides. I put a picture on TikTok after doing my match review, and I was like, I don't know how this goal got called offsides because the other player's arm and his is more extended and out than Ferran's. Ferran's is more in. So I don't know how that got called offsides. I don't know how that goal didn't count. But if somebody looks at the picture and can explain to me, so be it. Because the inconsistency in these calls in this league, and not only this league, but in the Premier League and everywhere else, it mind blows me. Same thing in the Champions League. I don't really understand anymore. I think they just call whatever off vibes. Because after looking at it back, I'm like, I don't understand how this goal was called offsides. Really good goal, by the way. Wish he would have done more of that in Europe, in Champions League. But, you know, it didn't count. So it is what it is. But, ladies and gents, we won. You won 1-0. I'm not going to lie. I did expect to score a little bit more at Celta Vigo. You're also home. But we managed only to win by 1 goal. And that was a 1-goal penalty that Lamine managed to score. Our back line, our midfield, I'm not going to lie, today was just, it looked like the players were fatigued. It looked like the players were really exhausted. It looked like the players were really tired. It looked like the players just were moving in like slow motion. I think there was a point too in the game where they were trying to keep the ball, or somebody put it in the air and somebody slipped and tried to give the ball still, and it ended up just going the other way. I was looking at today's game like, this is the point of the season where everyone's just done. Everyone's legs have given out. Everyone's tired. Everyone's given basically what they had. You're looking at middle of April going into May. Season's about to be wrapped up in a few weeks. And then you have the World Cup. But I'm looking at this team today and I'm like, I feel like we just didn't. I feel like after losing the Champions League like last week and going into this week, I feel like the players just didn't look as motivated as they would have. Do you know what I mean? Like I feel like they just didn't really, not that they really didn't care, but I just saw that like the players were just very low energy. Obviously, given the fact that we were playing so many games, especially this month, back to back in Champions League, in La Liga, like it was very, very much, we had very little break. So I think you're starting to see the fatigue in the players, like Joao Cancelo, for example, being one of them, who's, I'm not gonna lie, has had a very phenomenal season with Barcelona. He has contributed so much in the attack going forward. So seeing him go out is like, damn, like you are starting to see that towards the end of the season. Same thing with Gavi. Obviously, he just came back from injury not too long ago, and now is back out. And also like the Lamine Yamal injury. They're saying that he tore his hamstring. I think him tearing his hamstring, I didn't even once think about, oh my God, Barcelona is going to miss the rest of the season with us. Yes, that is a big part. Like, yes, he's not going to be with us for the end of the season, Clásico, this and third. But I'm more worried about World Cup year. Because for me, I watch football to be entertained. I like being entertained. And Lamine Yamal is one of the he's the biggest entertainment in world football at the moment. And to not have him in his first World Cup year will be a huge miss. I hope it doesn't get that far. I hope he recovers soon enough and gets back so he can make the World Cup. But I'm just thinking, like, not having a player like him in the World Cup is honestly a huge Like, what's the point? You know what I mean? Like, I'm watching the World Cup. I want to be entertained. I want to watch players like him in the World Cup. And if he doesn't manage to make his first World Cup at 18, like, bro, it's very upsetting and it's very heartbreaking, you know? I was even sad when Ekitike went off injured and is going to miss the World Cup because I like Ekitike. I rate him. It's just sad, you know, when players get injured, especially in a World Cup year. And it's just, you know, they're playing really well throughout the season and you see them towards the end, you know, not be able to play in the World Cup. And it's always sad as an athlete, as a player, honestly, for anything. But I really hope he recovers fast. They're saying he tore his hamstring. I really hope that's not the case. Yeah, like I'm seeing that he went off straight from the tunnel, left the stadium at like minute 80 or something like that, like literally throughout the game he left. But I really hope that's not the case. But listen, man, Barca ball, we have a few games left of the season. We have Getafe next. Getafe ball, Jose Bordalás ball. Wow. Jose Bordalás ball with a few of our players out. I think we're away too. That just makes things even better. If you can snag a point over there, then, you know, I'll be happy. I just hope we don't draw either way. I just hope we manage to win these games. And I really hope that we manage to win these games, even if we don't have players like Lamine Yamal. Obviously, he's a very big miss, but if we can't close out games without him, especially these games towards the end of the season, then we have issues. We have bigger issues because we should be able to win games without players like Lamine still. Yes, we rely heavily on him. We've seen it. Same thing with Rafinha, you know, because we're not only going to have Lamine Yamal, Joao Cancelo, probably, maybe even Gavi. We still have Rafinha out. And obviously, we know how much he contributes to this Barcelona team. So already our attack is slowly decreasing in numbers. But I really hope that we're able to close out the season with a W and hopefully beat Real Madrid at home because, I'm not going to lie, I was also planning to go to that game. I was up until I saw the prices. And I'm like, yeah, fries. $500? Am I going to pay for Bastoni? Am I going to pay for Alvarez's transfer? Because $500, bro, for a Clásico game? I never paid that much in my life for a Clásico game. And $500? Scam. I think they want all of us to pay for Alvarez and Bastoni and Leao because that's just ridiculous. But I don't know. We'll see. But I don't know, man. Tough times. Honestly, I think I lost my sense. I think I lost any happiness I had when we lost Champions League. I'm not gonna lie. I feel like I was more so disappointed than upset because, you know, after you're being let down again and again and again and again and again, you kind of get used to it. You're like, you know what, there's nothing. But I feel like after losing Champions League, it's like, yeah, we still have La Liga. Yeah, we're probably gonna win that. But, you know, it's not the one I wanted, bro. I wanted Champions League. But can't do much about it now. Just hope that we win the rest of the season, win the rest of the games towards the rest of the season. And hopefully we beat Real Madrid at home because I don't want to lose to Real Madrid in the Clásico in our home field. Not going to lie. I want them to give us the guard of honor in our home stadium. And hopefully we win that game on their head tops at home. But yeah, ladies and gents, that being said, thank you for watching this video. Like, share, subscribe to the channel if you're new. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.